Hello everyone and welcome back to Football Manager 2019 and another part of this Newcastle United series as we get into the end of 2018. We're about to kick off 2019 within a few days' time. Today we are taking on Leicester on the back of 4 games without a win, 2 of them quite difficult since last episode where we were crushed 4-1 by Manchester United. We have drawn 3-3 with Huddersfield. We were exceptionally unlucky. We went 3-1 up in the 74th minute. Steve Mooney pulled one back, and then in the last kick of the game, essentially, there was 1 minute of added time, I think. Danny Williams got the equaliser for Huddersfield. They got 2 goals in the last 10 minutes to overturn us. We then went to Everton, who were down in 15th at the time, and we lost 2-0 there without really putting in a fight. And given that we've only won 3 of the last 10 or so matches, I think it's time we change up the tactics a bit because the current one isn't working and we don't really have the players to pull it off at the moment. So instead, I found a different tactic. We're going to go with this one. There will be a video coming out soon showing this tactic and why I've gone for it and how good it is. So do keep your eyes out for that. I won't go into too much detail, but you can always pause the screen if you do want to see the information and copy it for yourself. We're playing a 4-1-4-1 formation. So this should bring more out of Tonali. I'm hoping Ki Sung-young will benefit from this as well. Hayden Budaboos now joining together in midfield. We've now got an advanced playmaker and a more traditional deep line playmaker as well instead of the Mazzala and Regista that we were using before. It should bring more of our midfielders into more familiar positions. You can see we're just with traditional wing backs instead of complete wing backs. No change for Clark and Lascelles and Dubravka. No change for him either. Still a sweeper keeper on support. But we do have wingers once again, which is going to be interesting. I'm glad I kept hold of Kennedy and Murphy. We don't have too many other players that can play down there. Pearson can play on the wing. We can also put Lazar down there if we really need to, but it will be a pinch there. But we do also have Muto who can play on the left flank, so it's not the end of the world. Budaboos can also play on the wings actually, so we're actually not doing that bad there. And we've got plenty of strikers with the likes of Perez, Pearson, and also Muto, who's actually injured for today unfortunately because he was going to lead the line alongside Kennedy and Murphy. But it's very, very different this. There are 3 variations of this tactic. There's a normal, quite attacking one. There's an even more attacking one. And there is a defensive one that you can switch to using the same formation. I'm just going to use this one today. If we are winning, I might try the defensive one out. This is what the defensive one looks like. So you can always have a look at that. It's a high pressing tactic. It's going to be quite difficult. You can see here there is a lot going on. Short passing as well, gegenpressing essentially, or gegenpressing. So I'm hoping that it will make some difference for us. Now if we go back and have a look at the team today that we're facing, it is Leicester we're up against. We need to get a win. It's been 4 games since we last won, but it is a difficult Leicester team. They're playing 6 at the back essentially with Iborra and Silva as defensive midfielders. Big gap, which hopefully our players can make the most of in central midfield, given we're playing with 3 central midfielders. But Albright and Maddison, Pereira and Vardy up top, Iborra and Silva in midfield, Chilwell, Kaglar, Soyuncu, Benalune and Amati in defence, Schmeichel in goal. Butchered those 2 centre-backs, so a difficult pairing. I'm glad I'm not managing Leicester. But Leicester not the team they used to be. It's fair to say they're not the team that won the league. It is still going to be tough for us, mainly because we're on low morale. We're trying a new tactic. We're not familiar with it yet. But hopefully the team can put in a good shift and get a good result. A win here would be fantastic. It's nice to have wingers back. I do like playing with wingers traditionally. I have always found the strikerless tactic to be a little bit too overpowered. Budaboos with a corner though. Comes to Murphy. Be nice to see something from him. He was a big signing for us. Goes out wide, puts it in, and there's a header from Kennedy, but it doesn't go in. I didn't like that little change of camera angle there. That's the trouble with the director cam. But like I was saying, strikerless tactic's been overpowered for a couple of years now. Hopefully we can go back to using wingers with some success here. Here's Chilwell to Iborra. Back to Chilwell. Ball goes into Brighton. Puts it across. Oh, well cleared by Clark. Danger not over yet though. Chilwell out on the left flank. Going to whip another ball in. He puts it to the back stick. Maddison arriving and he's put it over the bar. We do escape there. Maddison probably should have done a little bit better than he did. But yeah, 17 minutes gone now. We're in the game. We do have most of the possession, but we're not creating that many chances, which is not what I was led to believe from this. Here's Maddison with a free kick. He's gone straight for goal. Easy for Dubravka that from that sort of distance. He rolls it out to Manquillo. Lascelles back to Dubravka again. Now Clark rolls it forward to Hayden. Nice pass in play. Boudebouz forward to Ayoze Perez. Back to Boudebouz again. We need a run from one of the wingers. Here's Murphy. Waiting for Manquillo to make the run, which he does. Murphy back into Boudebouz. Gap there for Manquillo. That's what people have done to us all season. Ball goes across. It comes back to him again. Now Murphy. He'll try. Goes back to Manquillo instead. Hayden, edge of the area. Goes for goal. Saved. Murphy on the follow-up. And one of the wingers gets the goal. Jacob Murphy with his first goal of the season. He'll be happy about this tactic change because he means he can come into the club at just around the time I was thinking of selling him to bring new players in. Now this tactic does change our January transfer window plans because obviously we need to strengthen our wingers. We probably need an even better striker. But Murphy there following up, putting it in at the near post of Schmeichel, and we do have an away lead against Leicester. The reason I wanted to show this game against Leicester was because they are one of the teams that are really close by to us in the league. This is a fight for top half here. Amati, ball across, Hayden intercepts. We can break here. He puts it out wide to Ayoze Perez. He's got Kennedy on the run. Kennedy in behind. Perez making up the ground. He's also got Murphy coming, but Kennedy just hangs onto the ball too long and Silva takes it away from him. Here is Ricardo Pereira. Plays it back to Amati. Goes inside. Now Ibora. It's a lot harder for the teams to get in behind our wing-backs. That was our big problem with the last tactic. Here's Murphy. Over to Boudebouz. He switches the play to Kennedy. That's something we can do now. Kennedy in. Comes to Murphy again. And Jacob Murphy with the second goal of the game here. His second of the game as well. Kennedy with the assist. The two wingers linking up for that second goal to give us a bit of a cushion. And we are now 2-0 up. Boudebouz with a great pass out wide. 2 feet for Kennedy, who shuffled the ball across, pulled it back, and Murphy got the wrong side of the defender. Schmeichel got a hand on it. Not enough to prevent it, and we have doubled our lead here, and this is extremely encouraging half an hour into the new tactic. The benefit of switching tactics sometimes is that teams are set up to play you one way and then you come out in a completely different formation, which does throw them out a bit. There could be a bit of rearranging here for Leicester. Here's Boudebouz, back to Tonali, now Hayden. Tonali dropping deeper than he's been playing this season. Hayden over to Boudebouz, same to be said for Boudebouz actually. Brilliant switch of the play though, that's something he can do here. Hayden over to Boudebouz again. I don't want to lose his goal-scoring instinct, but Haps in a very good position. Can whip a ball in. He does to Kennedy, and there's a foul in the area. We have got a penalty. Jacob Murphy is going to step up for the hat-trick here in 36 minutes, and he does get the hat-trick. And the new tactic seems to be working already. Jacob Murphy with the finish, and we have a 3-0 lead. Hat-trick for Jacob Murphy on his first possible start of the season. I think he might have started one game actually, but he's got a hat-trick here, playing in his favoured position, and we are looking extremely dangerous. Here's Manquillo into Tonali, ball across, cleared away. Maddison's going to chase after that, starting to charge forward. He's got Vardy up there with him, does pick out Vardy. He's got one man on the run. He goes for goal himself, but Dubravka will save that every time. 3-0 lead at the moment. Very, very happy with this. Throw in from Manquillo towards Tonali. Comes back to Manquillo again. Still going with it. Finds Hayden. And that's just over the bar there from Isaac Hayden. Not far away. But 3-0 up at half-time away from home against Leicester is a sensational position to find ourselves in. And we are doing extremely well at the moment. And this could well be the death of the old tactic. Murphy with a hat-trick here is sensational. The team bouncing back from 4 games without a win here in beautiful style as we kick off the second half here. Maddison having a terrible game for Leicester. Our players are doing reasonably well, most of it through Murphy. Only one player has an assist actually, but we will probably switch to that defensive tactic now. Given we're 3-0 up, let's give the defensive one a try. So this is what the defensive tactic looks like. It's only really Tonali changing very much. He drops to a defensive position, which he is very, very good at. I'm wondering whether to bring anybody else on. Pierson would be a good person to bring on. I'm going to bring him on for Murphy actually. We'll give him a nice little standing ovation. I'm sure the Leicester players would clap him off the pitch for a performance like that. Pierson can get a little try out on the right flank. Haps seems to be struggling a little bit at left back, and we do have Dummett and Lazar on the bench, but we'll go for Dummett there. 15 minutes left to play. We've been in control of this game, dominant in this game. We've lost our possession edge since switching the tactic, I think. but it's still reasonably balanced. As we get into the last couple of minutes. So I'm just going to make one more change just to run down the clock. Let's give Longstaff a bit of a game for Isaac Hayden, as Leicester have an effort there with 3 minutes of added time still to go. But this is a fantastic way to get into this new tactic. A brilliant decision to change it. Silva's gone in two-footed there. Straight red card. The frustration of Leicester boiling over there. Straight red in the 93rd minute. Why would you do that? Piazon gets a resulting free kick. He goes back. That'll be the full-time whistle. Surely, ref. Lascelles over to Manquillo. And there it is. A 3-0 away win. Jacob Murphy, the absolute hero today, getting a hat-trick there. I am very happy with that result. And when we look at the table as a result, we will have jumped up. Tonali set for a pay increase, which I think he deserves. He's been playing really well for us. And there you see it. We're up to 9th place now. We're just 2 points behind Leicester, halfway mark of the season. We're definitely not going to get relegated. We're 10 points clear of relegation. But we're only 2 points outside the European places. We're a good 8 behind Watford. And that's as high as I could expect us to go. We are level on points with Spurs, though, which is interesting. They are struggling a little bit. So who knows where we could finish. I'd be disappointed if we didn't get top 7 this season, but that relies on this new tactic, turning things around for us and helping us get to the next level. And when we look at the schedule, you can see next up we've got Watford at home, who are in 6th place, just above us. A big game. We can close that gap down to just 5 points. Well, a couple of changes to the team after that sensational win in the last game. Murphy continues on the right flank. Boudebouz has moved up to the left flank because Kennedy carrying a knock. Muto back from his cold, so he's going to lead the line ahead of Perez today, who drops to the bench. Shelvey comes into midfield because Boudebouz is pushed further up. He'll play in the advanced playmaker role, and Yedlin is in for Manquillo. No changes to the rest of the team as we try and build up some momentum after that last game. We are at home this time. Watford are a difficult opponent to be taken on, but I think we can get a good result, especially after that hat-trick from Murphy last time. Hopefully he can keep that going for us. Now, I can't remember if I said it at the start of the season. There is still the giveaway going over on Twitter. Do make sure you click the link in the description if you want to win yourself a free copy of FM19. All you have to do, retweet it, follow me, and be subscribed to the channel, which I'm sure you already are. If you're not, make sure you do hit that subscribe button for the rest of this series and more content to come. And make sure you drop a like on this video if you are enjoying this series, and I'll keep pumping out these episodes every day. But let's jump into this game with Watford. We need to get another win here. It's a difficult team that we're up against. You can see Watford here do have a few faces up on the screen. Troy Deeney in there. Origi not in there because he's not got licensed in the game, whereas Watford have released their license into Football Manager. I am uploading a face pack though, so there will be faces in the game fairly soon. I wanted to refresh it. I could have just copied over my old one, but I wanted to get a new face pack, so that'll be in probably in the next episode or two, depending on how long it takes to download it, because it does take forever. I've got that from FM Scout, if you're wondering where I get my stuff from. Pretty much all of it comes from FM Scout, so you should head over there if you're looking for the added fixes. But here's Muto on the run. I'm interested to see how he does actually playing for the team. Murphy lays it off to Hayden. Got Boudebouz in on goal, and Boudebouz with a beautiful turn and finish there. Our top scorer now, that is assured on 7 goals. And a sensational finish just 2 minutes into the game. Muto was tackled. Murphy picked up the loose ball, played it to Hayden, who just waited and then passed the ball beautifully to Boudebouz, let it run, span and finished it left-footed past Gomez at his near post. And we do have a very early lead against Watford in what is a must-win game for us if we're going to have any hope of reaching the top 6 or 7. Here's Yedlin with a throw to Tonali. Goes to Muto, edge of the area, back to Shelvey. Hayden, back to Tonali. Ball goes on to Boudebouz. Oh, what a strike from Boudebouz. He's back in the team in a more advanced position with 2 goals here in just 12 minutes. A sensational strike that time. And what I like is that last time it was a right winger who got 3 goals. This time it's the left winger with 2 goals. And that was such a good strike. Gomez didn't even react. He was still shuffling his feet as the ball rippled the net. Sensational stuff. Tonali laid it off. He's definitely onside there. Nice little check. but Boodaboos with a sensational hit. And we are 2-0 up against Watford, who look absolutely shell-shocked. They've got a corner, Deulofeu in. Ow, and it's in from Kabasele there. You got a good header on Deulofeu's corner, and they have pulled a goal back almost out of nothing, really. Deulofeu put it in, and I don't know who was jumping with him at the back stick, but they were not doing their job properly. It looks like it was probably John Joe Shelvey who's failed to win the header. And suddenly the game looking a lot more interesting. Deeney back to Janmaat, our former player, given away by Chalobah to Boodaboos. Now Shelvey skips a tackle this time. He does tend to go down under those and then gives the ball away. What's he doing? Pereira having a run, pushes it out to Deulofeu, who's hanging quite deep, skips a tackle. Why do we always slide in? Origi's in there, and it's lucky that it is wide of the post there, because that was not far away, and normally you would expect Origi to be scoring in that position. He is disinterested, which does help us, but we've got Troy Deeney up there to watch out for as well. Here's Murphy. Back to Yedlin, pushing down the right flank, puts the ball in early. Gomez comes to claim it quite comfortably. Just hanging on to the ball here. He does eventually release it. That was a very long time. Lascelles, ball just having a bit of head tennis, but it's come to Muto. He's got Murphy making the run there. He just holds it up, comes inside to Hayden. A lot of space for him. Pushes it out to Boodaboos for the hat-trick. Balls it back, and Muto gets the goal. So unselfish there from Boodaboos. He probably could have had a strike and gone for the hat-trick. Instead, he just delayed it and dragged the ball across the 6-yard box for Muto to slot it home. Muto started it, picked out Hayden in so much space. Again, he just holds up the ball, delays it, finds Boodaboos, ball pulled across, and Muto with an easy finish for 3-1. And it's good to see Muto getting it on the score sheet. Hopefully, this could be the real start of his Newcastle career. Yedlin with the throw-in. Once again, within half an hour, we've got 3 goals. Here's Shelvey. Ball comes back to Hayden. Shelvey again. On to Murphy. Puts it over to Hayden again. Now Shelvey. Over to Tonali. Just playing the ball around midfield at the moment. We're not taking it wide just yet. Just the 3 of them pushing it around. Murphy does get it. Or doesn't get it. He's missed the ball. Clark cleans up though. Back to Dubravka. We seem to have slowed the pace of this game down quite a lot, but we've got Haps on the ball. Clark, forward, gives it away. It just bounces off Tonali there, and now Deulofeu can attack, and they could get another goal here. Ball goes in, Dubravka's missed it. It's off the crossbar, and Yedlin clears it off the line. That was terrible defending. We were so lazy at the back there. And now they've got a throw-in with Janmaat. Boodaboos has won it well, charging down the left flank as well. Pushes in and still going. He finds Murphy beautifully, and Murphy scores again. It's 4-1. Jacob Murphy with 2 goals with 4 goals in 2 games, but Boodaboos with 2 goals and 2 assists now. He's been involved in all 4 goals. This was entirely him winning the ball, charging past them, and with 4 players around him, he still picks out a beautiful crossfield pass to the unmarked Murphy. Gomez got a touch on it, but it wasn't enough, and Murphy's found the bottom corner for 4-1 as we head to half-time. That is 7 goals in just a game and a half under this new tactic, and we are looking absolutely unbeatable. I'm very, very happy with the way things are going. These are difficult teams that we're facing. These are not pushovers, and yet we're about to get 6 from 6, which is completely out of the blue given how badly we're performing before this tactical switch. But here's Hughes, plays it on to Messina. Ball goes in, Deulofeu's header, saved by Dubravka, and he does get to that loose ball. He's looking a bit shaky between the sticks today, Dubravka, as he hangs on to the ball, launches it forward, but nothing coming out of that highlight. We've got 40 minutes here. The team's starting to look a little bit complacent. I don't know what shouts I can give them to keep them going. Maybe just concentrate would be a good one here. Overwhelmed by the feedback. Absolutely overwhelmed, this team. I think I'm going to go to the defensive just to not take any chances. I'm also going to take Hayden off because I think he's at risk of being sent off. And if we bring on Pearson on the left flank, who else do we want to bring off? I'm probably going to bring Manquillo on as well. A couple of changes there. Shift in the mentality of the team as well should help us just batten down the hatches and get the 3 points, which is the main thing we're after today. More goals would be nice, but really we're just trying to shut up shop and ensure that we do get the win with about 10 minutes left to go Going to make another change. I'm going to bring Perez on because I want to see a bit more from Perez. He's been in the team all season, but he's never shown what he can really do. And with about 5 minutes to go, we're just seeing out the clock really. Boudebouz, 2 goals and 2 assists. Absolutely fantastic. Playing on that left wing position. But we are pretty much at full time. They only scored from a corner as well. It's important to remember that. It's 4-1 on the scoreline, but it was a pretty lucky goal for them coming in from the corner. And Shelby probably should have defended it better. But a 4-1 win. That is 7-1 now over the 2 games. And we are in a fantastic position. When we look at this table, we're up to 7th place. We're in the European places, 5 points off Watford. And we are tied with Leicester, and we've beaten both those teams in this episode. So this is a pretty fantastic position to be in. Had we lost both of those games, we'd be in a much, much worse position. We could be all the way down in 13th and even further away from the European places. And suddenly this season would look very different. So I think that those 2 games were absolutely essential for us to win. And looking ahead to the next few games, we've got Liverpool at home, Aston Villa away, and then Arsenal away as well. Given that opening of the January transfer window, I might play the Liverpool game at least, and maybe more in that episode, because I'm going to spend a bit of time looking at players between now and then. So if you've got suggestions for people to sign, do let me know down in the comments. Make sure to drop a like on the video if you're enjoying this tactical switch. There'll be a tactics video out soon. And subscribe to the channel if you want to see that. But until next time, see ya!